She is sure. She is sure. She is strong. She is strong. She is true. She is true. She is brave. She is brave. She is bold. She is bold. She is you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's Word of Mom Radio here on the Word of Mom Media Network. I'm your host, Dori DeCarlo, and you know we are here week after week, show after show, breaking those myths that mompreneurs and businesswomen, especially those of us building our businesses from home, that we're just dabbling in between bake sales and getting our nails done, we're not. We are smart, we are savvy, and we are sharing the wisdom of women in business and in life. And I am very excited about bringing today's guest into our author's alley because it excites me when I actually see somebody I know continue on and do this. So I'm so excited to share Marla Tabaka with you. She is a business coach, author, and mindset expert with over 20 years of experience helping entrepreneurs move beyond self-doubt, scarcity thinking, and survival mode decision-making. She blends practical business strategy with neuroscience-based mindset tools that help business owners grow profitable companies with greater clarity and confidence. An Inc.com contributor featured in outlets such as Time Business and Thrive Global, Marla has supported thousands of entrepreneurs in rewiring limiting beliefs, strengthening emotional resilience, and stepping into leadership. Known for her direct yet compassionate approach, Marla focuses on sustainable success rooted in brain-based change rather than hustle or surface-level positivity. Her BullShift tools are grounded in real-world coaching experience and designed to create lasting transformation from the inside out. And we're sharing her book, BullShift, Money Does Grow on Trees. I cannot wait to share this book. So with all that being said, Marla, welcome to Word of Mom Radio.
It's so good to see you again, Dori. It's been far too long, and I'm really excited to be here.
I
Yeah.
agree. I'm thrilled to share your book. And this is where social media is so much fun because I was scrolling through and all of a sudden Marla pops up on my timeline with her new book. And I sent her a message. I'm like, Marla, come on the show. Let's share this. So talk to us about BullShift, what brought it about, and why BullShift is so important.
Yeah. Dori, as you said in your wonderful introduction, thank you. I've been coaching entrepreneurs for over 20 years, and I cannot tell you how often an entrepreneur who is just brilliant at the core and has had so much success on varying levels says something, and I just want to say, BS. That's not true. And yet they believe it with all their heart and soul. And I have been studying neuroscience now for as long as I can remember. And something that's come to light in probably just the last 10 years is that when we have limiting beliefs, it's actually programmed into us. So when we're taught something from a very young age that doesn't serve us well about success, confidence, money, whatever it is, it actually becomes an ingrained neural pathway within our nervous system and becomes a part of us. So it's important that people not just go for the fluff. Affirmations are fabulous, but they're one of many tools, and there are certain ways we use these tools. It's important that people don't just go for the kind of fluff fix and think that it's going to work. Our brain can learn new things, and neuroplasticity enables us to grow and change even the most hardcore, ugly, negative beliefs that hold us back. And in BullShift, I thought it was important to bring those tools that I have been using for over 20 years. And back then, I'll confess, unknowingly, I didn't know I was tapping into neuroscience by using these tools, into neuroplasticity by using these tools. I had no clue. We didn't know this stuff. I thought it was important to really bring these tools into one place where people can benefit from them and learn that they are capable, they can be confident, and that they deserve their success.
When you think about it, science has proven if you speak to a plant that's failing and give it
Totally.
encouraging words and things like that, it will grow well. Imagine doing that for yourself instead of because we beat ourselves up all the time.
Right?
So that title of BullShift, bold and rebellious. So for you, what does BullShift actually mean? And how did
Yeah.
you develop this concept?
Yeah, for me, it means taking these BS beliefs that we all have, because we do, and converting them by using tools that are grounded in neuroscience into powerful belief systems, eliminating what we may believe to be true and using the tools to see that, okay, there may be a statement or part of that statement that could be true, but is your entire statement true? And really taking a close look at these things. I'll give you an example. I had a client who came to me after COVID, and it was a while after COVID. And she said, my business just went bust during COVID, and there's no way I can rebuild it. So I said, okay, what part of that statement do you have evidence of? What part of that statement is absolutely true? She said, well, it went belly up during COVID, right? What about the second part of that statement? I have no way to rebuild it. It will be impossible to rebuild it. How do you know that's true? Well, all these excuses, all these stories, all these fairy tales she told herself, none of it was true. And today she is back up at the $1 million mark in her business because we've been working together. We debunked that myth, that half truth that she was telling herself, and we got that business back up and running with some changes, of course, but we did. We did. So, looking at the things we tell ourselves and really challenging, one of the things I say in the book, Dori, is really the secret to life balance and happiness all comes down to the way we think. But the problem with that is most of us don't sit around thinking about the way we think.
It's
And
very true.
it's so true. For we won't challenge things, to say, oh, these things aren't true. Because to us, if it's a belief and it's ingrained and you have neural pathways that are firing off telling you this is true, it is your truth. So why would you challenge it? So,
Well, you know what? You said it earlier that you didn't look at things as being based in neuroscience and things like that, but that's scarcity thinking. And you talk about it in your
yes,
book. Thoughts are things. And
yeah,
it's like Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
yes,
So, how do you help people to get out of that stuck in scarcity thinking mindset?
yeah. And the very first thing that we have to do is, of course, we create the relationship that's built on trust, right? So that the person can be vulnerable and feel safe doing that. That's really important. And then I will start challenging their limiting thoughts and the things that come out of their mouth. Oh, I'll never find somebody who can take my place in sales in my business. I'm the only one who can sell this service or this product. Oh, you'd be amazed. That's such a common belief.
Yikes.
I'm it. Oh, you won't. Okay. And so I start challenging these beliefs and I give them homework to investigate, how they could find someone, or is that person out there? What if you chose to believe, let's just suspend this disbelief for a minute. What if we employed some playful curiosity? What if that person is out there and you chose to believe that that person is out there? What would happen then? Oh, well, then, and you see, it starts teaching the brain something new. Well, then, oh, this could happen and that could happen. Playful curiosity is one of my favorite phrases, and I use it a lot because it gives us permission to break out that realistic magic wand and think beyond our mindset limits and to play with it instead of taking everything so seriously. And I had to do that to write this book, Tori, because when I started writing this book, I was so afraid. I was so afraid of saying it wrong, doing it wrong, of it not being good enough. And then I finally said, let's just play. What if? What if I wrote this book for me? What if I wrote it for fun? What if I wrote it and gave it to a few people just to get it out there and help people? And that's how I allowed myself to break through the limiting beliefs that I was engaged in my ability to write this book.
Let's face it, writing a book is going out in your slip. It
Oh
really
yeah.
is. It's really bearing yourself and the things that you have found successful over 20 years of doing what you're doing. And you break it into a way that it's a fun read. I like that it has different exercises and things that you can do, because for some of people, they're going to look and go, oh, I don't want to do this. And then there are others that are going to jump right in and go, oh, yeah, this.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I didn't think about that. And again, what we say to ourselves, that
Oh,
whole neuroscience behind the thoughts or things
yep.
is remarkable.
Yeah.
Having a radio show, I've listened to women talk themselves out of their
Oh,
dreams
absolutely.
amazingly, as you know, as a coach. They'll come in all excited about something that they're going to implement. And then as they're talking about the excitement, all of a sudden the doubt creeps in and starts taking over. And you're watching the elevator shaft shift, going, wait. Let's get back to where
Yep.
we started.
Yeah.
Remember the good part of it? What if it all goes right?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
if all these obstacles you are dreaming of don't happen? It
Yep.
is the BullShift of moving things. I'm focused on the title. I love the title. I think it's brilliant.
Thank you. Thank you. It came about in a funny way. BullShift, at first, I was looking for just a title for the set of tools so that I could develop a group coaching program around it. And I was out with a good friend who was visiting from Florida, and she's also a coach. And I'm like, I'm so stuck. I'm not marketing this program because I can't think of a title for it. And she says, all right, Marla, what really pisses you off? And I said, and this is in the book, this story is in the book. And I said, oh, what really makes me angry is when I get a brilliant client who's had success after success after success, and yet they doubt themselves. They see themselves as a failure. Everything is stuck up here, and they believe all these BS stories that they tell themselves, and they can't shift themselves into a positive frame of mind. And we both looked at each other and we both said at the same time, bullshift. Take the BS and shift it, bullshift. And so that's how bullshift was born. And it has just taken off in so many ways. And I have a friend, I meet a group of friends for coffee every week. And there's this one gentleman there who is a very successful man, retired. This man comes into the coffee house with stacks of books, all sorts of books and different genres. And so he found out I wrote a book and he bought it. And I have to tell you, Dori, I got really nervous because I'm like, this man is a world traveler. He's well read. He's got money. He is successfully retired. He's doing great. He's going to think my book is stupid. This man comes in every day, every time I see him, not every day, and he said, I did that other exercise. I did exercise number 6. Oh my God, that exercise was amazing. Wow,
See?
this book. Yeah. So there's something in it for everyone. I think we all, myself included, we all continue to believe things about ourselves, about the world, about whatever that aren't necessarily true. It's just our perspective. And this book will point that out to you and help you to shift out of that so that you can achieve the things you want to do.
On that note, think of what Marla just said. We're going to take a quick break, say thank you to our supporters, and we'll be back here in just a moment on Word of Mom Radio.
She is brave, she is bold, she is you, and we want to tell your story. Are you ready to share your journey with us on Word of Mom Radio? Go to wordofmomradio.com and register as a guest. We want to tell your story because when you win, we all win.
In 2017, Unsilenced Voices was formed to help survivors of domestic abuse and gender-based violence worldwide. The organization currently serves Sierra Leone, Rwanda, Ghana, and the USA. In 2022, Unsilenced Voices gifted over $33,000 to survivors in the USA, and in Sierra Leone, there are over 26 young girls who have been rescued from sex trafficking and domestic abuse and now going through vocational training school in order to better their lives. We need your help. Donations are critical in order for us to continue our work. We also need volunteers to help with research and development. Please visit unsilencedvoices.org for more information.
And we're back here on Word of Mom Radio. We are talking with Marla Tabaka about BullShift. It is a great book. It really is. And at any point, as you were saying, that gentleman who's retired, really a lot of the exercises that are in this book, you can take out of the business world and just put into life because it's about everything. I have a friend who's very well off. Every decision she makes, it's like she's pulling teeth. She was trying to figure out taking a trip. And I'm just sitting there going, hit the button. Just hit the button. What's the worst case scenario? You cancel it. You have cancellation protection and everything else. It'll literally cost you $15 if you change your mind. Hit the button. So now it's so funny because she laughs as she's doing things. She goes, Dori, seriously, I'll hear you in my head. Hit the button. Just hit the button. Stop making yourself crazy. She's like, I'll spend 4 hours. You would have already hit the button. We'd already been shopping. We'd been taking a walk. We'd have walked 3 miles and everything as I'm sitting there trying to make that decision. And it's crazy because I want to ask you, for people who are listening, give them a BullShift exercise that they could try this week, right now, to start changing their relationship with that money confidence, that scarcity mindset that is telling them, don't hit that button.
Well, let's see. I happen to have the book right in front of me. Dori, I think that one of the most powerful exercises that we can do is reframing. Reframing. I always tell people to pay attention to how you feel in your body, because your body is a barometer for your mindset, right? And if you say something out loud and you feel heaviness, you feel anxiety, you feel flutters of nerve, that will tell you that your thought isn't aligned with what you want and what you deserve. That's an important part. I always add, you deserve happiness. We all deserve happiness. We all deserve what we want. And so to pay attention to your body, and if something comes out of your mouth that causes that response in your body, reframe it. Say, and the book has, sections on how to reframe, and it gives you great examples of reframing. And I'm looking for one in here just to try and take the thought up another notch. So let's try and think of an example of something that you might say. I'm not capable. Let's use the example I used earlier. My business went bust during COVID, and I'm not capable of regrowing it. Right? Part truth, part false. Let's reframe that. My business did do poorly during COVID. It wasn't my fault. And I've proven that I'm capable of building a solid business. You don't have to say, I am going to do it again if you don't quite believe that. I always tell people to not necessarily, try and step up 2 or 3 rungs of the ladder at the same time. Take one rung at a time. Take it to the next most believable level of thought. I can't go on a diet. I can't lose weight. I know I need to, but I can't. Okay, what can you do? Can you take a walk today? Can you eat a salad for lunch today instead of a sandwich that's filled with calories? Reframe. And what that does is it starts to, it does a ton of things within the brain, but it starts to give you confidence. It starts to send the brain messaging of what you really do want. And it starts to reduce the fear and anxiety that the part of the brain that's called the reticular activating system, or the RAS, filters out things and filters in things, allows things into the brain. It starts to send a different message to the RAS so that it will show you opportunities to achieve what you want to achieve. The more you say, I cannot, your subconscious mind is going, hey, she's feeling really strongly about this. She cannot do this. And she's really excited about that. So let's show her more reasons why she cannot do this. But when we start saying, I can and I will, the subconscious says, oh, okay, let's show her how. And it starts to introduce opportunities for you to see how you can do this and how to attract different things into your life that will support your goals.
You talk about creating vision boards.
Absolutely.
And give this step by step. Think back, a friend of mine, Marie, had this picture on her vision board. She didn't even know where it was. It was of this painting, and it was a corridor in a street. She had no idea where or anything else, but she was like, someday. And she went to France with her husband, and they were in a hotel and opened up the curtain, and that was the street that they were on. She was like, oh my gosh, this is a real place. And there was the store and the little name and everything. There was the picture that had been on her vision board for years. And she wound up on that street in a hotel. Thoughts of things.
Yeah.
And I love that you show in the book, you give steps on how to create them.
Yeah.
Because again, if you can see it, for some people, it's just looking at it and you don't know how. It's the whole manifestation. And again, thoughts are things. If you think you can't and you get excited about it, your mind's going to get excited to show you how you can't do something.
Exactly.
Because it's going to filter. It's like smiling. If you get upset, just smile. If you smile, your brain immediately goes to a happy place.
Yes.
Period. It just does. It doesn't know you're faking a smile. It feels it. It sends the energy up. It's an amazing thing. What the whole neuroscience, when you really get into realizing how it is. So for that person listening, as we're wrapping things up and they're feeling stuck, they're so overwhelmed, they so doubt that they can do this. What is that first BullShift you want them to make, Marla?
I want them to collect evidence of the positive things they've done in their past and keep it. Every comment from a client or a customer, every positive thing anyone has ever said to them, every success story they have, start collecting and creating an evidence book. And when you doubt yourself, you go back to that evidence book. I did this in the beginning of my coaching career, and I kept every wonderful thing a client would say in email, or if they said it in a session, I'd write it down. And I would go back and I'd say, a person who's not capable couldn't achieve this. This is who I am. And I would start reteaching myself to believe that I am capable. And I'd like to see everybody who doubts themselves do that.
I love that. As we're wrapping up, how can people reach out to you, and what would you like to leave them with?
I like to let people know that they're not alone. I had somebody contact me today saying she's losing passion for her business because she's so overwhelmed by it now. And that's the first thing I said is, you're not alone. I hear this story every day. You're not alone. It is not you. It is not you. And I'd like to talk more to people who believe that about themselves. And you can reach me through my website, which is marlatabaka.com, or you can buy the book and you can go to bullshiftbooks.com to do that.
All of Marla's links are going to be live. And I have to ask you, just before we close out, what made you decide to put those exercises in the book? Because you say in the beginning that this really isn't a book that you should just sit down and read.
Right.
This is a book that you should digest piece by piece. Some exercises you may not want to do. You may want to do all of them because it's choice. But what made you decide? to kind of give people, it's almost episodic as you're reading the book.
Yeah. I've been coaching entrepreneurs for 21 years, and Dori, I do it because I love it. I feel no greater joy than when a client calls me and says, "Oh my God, guess what I just did? Guess what I just did?" And I don't know who this book is going to reach, and I'll probably never hear most of the stories, but I just want to know that a part of me is always out there helping people to believe in themselves.
I love it. So all of Marla's links are going to be live. I thoroughly encourage you to get BullShift, do the exercises, do some of the positive affirmations that it talks about. Because again, that neuroscience, your mind is going to believe whatever you tell it. And just remind yourself, it's the little red engine. I think I can, I think I can, I think you can. You can. And even if you don't know how, that's okay. That's okay. The how will come when you believe you can. So Marla, it's so exciting. I'm so happy to get to see you, even though we're here on Zoom, and it's so fun to see that you have finally taken all of the writing that you have done for so many places for so long, and now finally wrote your own book. Good for you.
Thank
really,
you.
congratulations. My pleasure.
You.
Absolutely my pleasure. And for all of you tuning in, thanks so much for being here. We're going to close out with our fabulous theme song from Smith Sisters and the Sunday Drivers. So till next time, this is Dori DeCarlo saying go out and create a marvelous you. Bye for now.
She is sure, she is sure, she is strong, she is strong, she is true, she is true. She is brave, she is brave, she is bold, she is bold, she is you, she is you, she is you, she is you. She is sure, she is sure, she is strong, she is strong, she is true, she is true. She is brave, she is brave, she is bold, she is bold, she is you, she is you, she is you, she is you. Sure of herself, yeah, she takes care of biz, powerful and strong, yeah, she knows who she is, has integrity, woman strong and true. You know her by name, see this woman is you. She is sure, she is sure, she is strong, she is strong, she is true, she is true. She is brave, she is brave, she is bold, she is bold, she is you, she is you, she is you, she is you. She is sure, she is sure, she is strong, she is strong, she is true, she is true. She is brave, she is brave, she is bold, she is bold, she is you, she is you, she is you, she is you. Adds value and hope, has proved to be brave. See, it's never too late, never time to behave. Reaching for dreams, doesn't matter the age. Believes in herself, unleashed from her cage. She is sure, she is sure, she is strong, she is strong, she is true, she is true. She is brave, she is brave, she is bold, she is bold, she is you, she is you, she is you, she is you. She is sure, she is sure, she is strong, she is strong, she is true, she is true. She is brave, she is brave, she is bold, she is bold, she is you.